I feel like it's such a saturated market with your following that you only really want to use that in very particular like times and moments, you know.
Gotcha.
You don't want to sit there and, especially from what I did when I started my podcast years back, I strictly stayed away from posting on my Facebook out of wanting to save that tool until I had something better to post.
Yeah.
Well, it was exclusiveness. You don't want to immediately go out and be like, listen to my podcast.
Yeah.
First, second,
grow
third
a following and then put it there when you're gonna have a couple thousand subscribers off the bat, and then boom, you have an official page and you know all that kind of stuff. I feel that.
Yeah, wait till you start having traction and you can post celebratory things like, oh shit, I just hit 100 subscribers on YouTube, guys. Go check it out. That's cool. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You know, and to some people, 100 subscribers is you know, it doesn't sound like a lot, but on YouTube, 100 subscribers takes some people years to get to. You know.
Like 100, not 100K.
Yeah, just 100, bro. Like if you're just posting long format videos, and you're not keeping up with the new wave of people watching on their phones and stuff, you know, the old style of YouTubing was sitting on a PC, searching goofy videos with your friends. You know, there's not a lot of people who sit and do that anymore.
Yeah, because that's why it's in the palm of your hand now.
Yeah,
like I remember when memes just came out when we were kids. You know that, right? Like in the 90s, there was those inspirational posters like courage, and it'll be like a guy climbing up the side of a fucking mountain, like calendar kind of bullshit, you know? And then like our generation like came up with memes. Like I remember getting like the first iPhone or whatever, and there was like an iFunny app with like a smiley face, and then you just like randomly scroll through each meme as they were like barely being made. You know what I'm saying? And then like you couldn't even like save them, or like you maybe would like take a screenshot and then show your boys later, but it wasn't like it was.
That was before your phone could screenshot and shit, you know.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying is like, and now like everyone just has like, oh, I'm on Twitter, hella memes. I'm on Instagram, hella memes. Like all Facebook is memes, like in reactions. Is like, you know, that was like just breaking the ice when we were kids, and now it's like evolved into this whole thing. And like even like your kind of video, or if you have a viral moment on a podcast, that can become a meme. You know what I'm saying? It's just wild how everything's just kind of still grown with all that kind of shit.
Right. I never found myself taking the content creation side of the podcast seriously because, you know, in Boise, when I was doing it, I got quite a bit of traction off it just by having friends over and having a good time. And that's what it was all about mainly. It was mainly interviewing other bartenders and figuring out their stories and just getting some good times going, you know. And especially in Idaho, there's so many different people because it's a college town and it's a small college town. So there's really not that many locals to fill up the area. So everybody coming in is a transplant. Yeah. You know, and you really run into some interesting cats out there. But it had really just not been a serious part of things. And I'm glad that I recorded all of it and was able to salvage most of it because, you know, the cameras I was using too at the time are really decent cameras, but I made them look like shit just because I didn't know what I was doing. Yeah. OBS Studio was really, really a significant tool for my success in the beginning, especially not knowing how to use major editing platforms in Adobe, and also not having access to those programs because, you know, it's something like $200 a year for the Adobe package. And my brother is a photographer, so he pays for it already and only uses one computer to edit, really. So I was like, yo, dude, let me sign up on that as the computer, bro. And so he's been sponsoring the Adobe package for me for like a year and a half, 2 years now. And that's made an epic difference too, because I used to use OBS and just run all of my inputs into OBS and also have a keyboard in front of me and change the cameras while we were recording. Yeah. Which would be so distracting. You know, all you could see is me like looking at the cameras, looking at things and fucking around. And it just got so difficult and turned into so much effort that I sat down and spent over like 100 to 200 hours just on tutorials on YouTube on how to actually utilize these tools that I had. You know?
For real. Get the most out of it.
Yeah. And now I don't record anything with OBS. I record just the audio with a soundboard that sends to an interface to the computer with Adobe Audition. That's the program you see behind you with the sound waves. Yeah. And that's a pretty awesome program because I've actually been able to somewhat professionally mix. Like, I'm not a professional sound engineer by any means, but I'm getting into being able to really mess with the sound and adjust it accordingly. Yeah. And get background noise and get bullshit out of the episode and make it sound so much more crisp, and also put it in the proper format for Spotify. It's something I never really did. I would just record the whole video into an MP4, and then I would convert the MP4 with some free program into an MP3. And from there, I would just post it onto Podbean, which posts it on Spotify and Apple and all that stuff for me.
Gotcha.
Holy shit, dude. It gets to be quite a bit, you know, like
Well, look, man, you gotta crawl before you can walk. You gotta walk before you can run. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all trial and error at the beginning, and then eventually, you know, maybe you'll need an editor. You know, like a professional one. Like, you never know, man, where this can go.
It's a very good point, because a lot of why I started doing this effort that I'm putting into it, because it is a lot of effort, you know, is because I am down on one leg right now and I am sitting on my ass and shit. So I was like, fuck, dude, do I just sit here and get really good at Call of Duty, or do I fuck around with my podcast and really make some traction on it?
Yeah.
And that's what I chose to do. And now it's kind of becoming to the point where I'm spending over like 30 hours a week on it again, like it was in the beginning. I'm like, fuck. Oh man, it's just like growing pot, dude.
Second part-time job.
Side hustle.
Yeah, yeah, man, that's fucking crazy. At least you have like something to dedicate your time to in the off time. You know, me and Courtney just watch fucking shows.
Dude, me and Tiffany have gone through 12 seasons of Law and Order in a month or two.
Bro, which Law and Order? I mean, I watched that when I was a kid, but they're on season what, fucking 20, 30?
Bro, we've been watching Law and Order SVU.
Oh, hell no.
It's so dark.
It is. And then like Mariska Hargitay was like a dreamboat in the fucking super, super early ones. And then now she just looks like old and tired.
Is
and
that
then,
the chick who plays Olivia?
Yeah. Have you heard of like family backstory?
No. Tell me. I would love to hear it.
She had like all of her family like killed in like a car accident or some like crazy shit. Her parents were like famous or something. And then she had like 4 brothers and sisters, like a bunch of siblings. They all died in the car crash. I don't know if she was in the car or she was like elsewhere at the time. And dude, yeah, like all of her family died, and she came from like a well-known old acting family or something like that. And
so her story is pretty much just as dark as her backstory on
basically, man. Yeah, and that's why everyone was like, back in the day, was like, "Yo, good for this chick." Like, and they would always tell like her backstory, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then everyone just started getting old. There was Ice-T in it being cool, and then after he hit like 40 or 50 on the show, I was like, "God."
That's why they heavily reduced his amount of lines.
Oh yeah.
Do you know, to the bare minimum, and then literally talk about this scene all the time. It's hilarious. There's one scene where Ice-T walks into the precinct, and it's like post to the point of the FBI coming in and having to seize an investigation. So they took everything in their office files and all kinds of shit. And so they walk into a completely empty room, you know, almost, and they're like, "Holy shit!" Everybody's in shock. Ice-T walks in the room. He's like, "Who'd we call when we get raped?" And I'm like, dude, that is the best line you've said in 12 fucking seasons, dude. Kudos to whoever wrote that, and kudos to the fucking producer who said yes.
True. I mean, like I said, it's buried in like 20 to 30 seasons, so no one's going to really point out this one line in this one show that's been on for like 20 years. I'm like, yeah, okay. You know what I'm saying?
So, what is the lady's name who plays Olivia Benson, and what's her?
Mariska Hargitay. Yeah, that's her. That's the main chick. Well, now, because she's like the only like original cast member left, right?
You know that movie Love Guru?
Yeah.
That's what he says as his Mariska Hargitay.
Yeah, dude, I haven't seen that in a minute, but
that's where I recognize that, bro.
That's her name, yeah. It's just a silly name. Yeah, dude. It's like in Scary Movie like 3 or 4 when Anna Faris talking to like the ring boy, and she's just saying like all the wrong Japanese words, and it's just like Mitsubishi Akiyama. Yeah.
Toyota.
Exactly. And she's just speaking like that, like it's one of those kind of things.
That would not fly.
No.
In today's comedy. I mean, I don't know. Saturday Night Live gets away with some pretty.
Yeah, but even Saturday Night Live altogether is, I don't know. I think they kind of lost it after maybe like the early 2000s, and I was never really that big of a Saturday Night Live guy. I always liked Mad TV a lot more because those were a bunch of comedians that I still love to this day, like Bobby Lee, Aries Spears. You know, they just had so many different people, and all the skits were just fucking wild.
Have you seen the Bobby Lee episode with
Santino?
Not with Santino, but the Bobby Lee podcast where you choose out fucking who's the funny looking dude with the haircut, the bowl haircut?
Oh, Oliver Tree.
Yeah. Shows you how much I listen to Oliver Tree. But dude, Oliver Tree just gets fucking shat on by him and his show, and he's just like literally gets up and says, "I'm leaving. Fuck you." And he
is that when they start fighting and shit?
No, there's been worse. Been worse. Bobby Lee shits on him, dude. Shits on Oliver Tree.
Oh, dude, he's an aggressive dude, but he's a fucking hilarious comic. There's no one as wild.
He's so blunt. He's like, yeah, my dad was a raging alcoholic. He used to beat me.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. If you ever heard like his crazy
And then he
like life
just
story.
laughs. It's crazy.
Well, because he said like he did like meth when he was like 12 or 13 or something when he first got to San Diego. Like crazy shit. And like he was like molested as a kid by like another special needs kid. Like crazy shit.
Oh, I think I heard that story.
Like
oh
it's
my
crazy
God.
shit. So then like obviously he like has been to rehab like 2 or 3 times and like he's broke his sobriety, but it's just always these crazy stories. So he does that mostly sober. Like all these stories are like just him being wild. Obviously a broken person, but those make the best comics.
I mean, like most of them, a lot of comics, like the good ones nowadays, I feel don't even drink anymore. Like Theo Von sober.
Well, a lot of people, yeah, like you said, don't drink anymore, but like everyone that's still young and upcoming probably still gets fucked up.
Young, dumb, and full of cum.
Basically, man, there's like Mark Norman, obviously Bert Kreischer, Shane Gillis, people that still tie one on. That they're like, oh fuck yeah, that's just part of the personality. And then one day they'll probably be like, oh, I don't drink anymore. Like Dan Soder's one of them, but all of his stories of when he was drinking were fucking hilarious.
A lot of it is too. It's that lifestyle will, I feel like, take over.
Also, yeah, man. Like if your day to start just like a DJ in a club, like doors open at 8 or 9. You know what I'm saying? Or like maybe there's an early show at 7:30, but still, you're sleeping, walking around, bullshitting all day. And then, you start getting ready 6 or 7. You keep going until like what, midnight, 1, 2. And then after, if you get free beers, like, working at a bar, everyone always stays after, has a fucking couple, bullshits. You're up till fucking 2 or 3. And if there's other great comics, and like once you start getting better, then, they start all kind of like co-mingling and like, this guy's touring with like this guy and this other guy's like opening and he's the middle. And then you got like 3 or 4 guys that are just great comics that are just in a city for a night and just get fucked up to like midnight like that.
I mean, if you're touring, I feel like it really depends on who you bring with you. If you're a headliner,
yeah,
your opening crew, man, it's really, because if you have a shitty opener, it could also be a good thing. Because they're ready to see you more and they bomb, but usually that's not good.
No, yeah, obviously.
You go into a crowd that's not ready and just fucking irritated. And
yeah.
Not about it, And I did my first stand-up set over at the pub here a couple weeks ago. That was pretty fun.
Nice. Is that open mic?
Yeah, they do an open mic on Tuesdays, and I usually don't care to do it. But there was some dude who showed up specifically for this open mic and just was a very, very uncomfortable person.
Like, what do you mean by uncomfortable? Like he was uncomfortable with your jokes while you were on stage, or
no? He made everybody in the room uncomfortable with his jokes, like with his execution, what he was joking about, his demeanor, just all of it. Overall.
So he just bombed all overall. Like he couldn't win the crowd.
There was 4 people in there anyway. So I mean, and not only did he bomb, but he couldn't stop talking about how I'm better in bigger crowds.
Yeah,
just getting super uncomfortable.
I would maybe say that maybe if you're in like a comedy club doing an open mic, because people are going to see comedy. But if you're like in a bar, like you really got to work for that. You know what I'm saying? Someone's eating dinner and some fucking chicken wings. I'm like, what the fuck did he say? You know what I'm saying? Like.
I mean, there was 4 people in there, and those 4 people genuinely could not be robbed wrong.
Yeah.
But he found a way to do it.
Exactly. You got to work hard for that shit.
Good Lord, man. Like, all right. We get it.
And so is it just for comedy, or is it just like open mic? Like, fuck it, you can come up here and do karaoke if you want.
Oh, no, yeah. Open mic all night. They've got music. They've got a couple people who show up and play guitar. Anything that I'm doing, this multi-cam podcast setup I have now, a lot of the setup that I had before, like I said, I didn't like OBS Studio because of the massive opportunity for failure. There was more times that shit have messed up than not. And now that I have 3 cameras that don't need the audio to be connected and everything be synced all up at once and shit.
Yeah.
If one of them fails, I have 2 more cameras still that worked.
True.
And that to me, when it comes down to having a guest-based podcast, is super important, because there's nothing worse than telling your guests like, oh, I fucked up. Thanks for coming over and just having a conversation. It's not the worst.
I was about to say it's not the worst thing that can happen in the world.
But I don't always have good friends on. There's been a lot of people that I meet genuinely just through going out and being social, but are like DJs and stuff like that, and people that I don't know on a personal line.
Yeah.
And I fuck up, and I'm like, oh shit, cameras.
But then don't you just like try to bet on making money down the road, so that way like you don't have to ask your money for guests? Like eventually it all
that's
starts
where I'm at
now.
too. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
But I also get it, because at the same time, I'm not working right now and I'm on disability and shit. Dude, I had a doctor recently. I went for my new primary care, and I was trying to get on disability and get the paperwork and kind of expedite a little bit, which was a red flag to her, which is fair, you know, because like,
why is it a red flag? I mean, if you're trying to like
coming in off
expedite
the
it,
street, it's just like, hey, I need this disability paperwork. I have.
well, I mean, if you show them your fucking scarred knee from surgery, you know what I'm saying?
It wasn't for my knee; it was for my hips, and so she was just, and it was for hip dysplasia. And I go see this chick, and I kind of tell her like how much I need to make it happen, you know, and I can kind of see the worry in her face, like, you know, because. It's good to have people like that, though, because there's a lot of people who try to take advantage of the disability system.
Of course.
And, you know, and so it was funny, though, but I didn't take it personally, but like immediately I felt like I was treated like somebody who was doing that.
You were suspect.
Yeah. She thought I was suspect. And the thing that made me know for a fact that she thought I was suspect is when she was like, all right, do a little walk.
Interesting.
She's like, walk.
She's like Mariska Hargitay in fucking SVU, like, putting you in a fucking room with a bright light on you.
She's like, well, do a little spin for me.
Yeah, man, she's treating you like a piece of meat. I would have fucking filed for sexual harassment.
No, she said you lean on your right leg pretty bad. It was funny too because in this moment, and what was going on through my head was like, so I've spent my entire life, not entire life, but the last 2 years that I've known that I have had hip dysplasia when I was diagnosed with it. I've spent that time trying to make it look like I don't walk with a compensation.
Yeah.
So in my head at this time, I'm like, so do I oversell this?
No.
But that's what I was like. So do I give it a little limp because that's how I normally would walk? But since I've learned how to kind of hide it, you know. But that's what was going on through my head. So I was like, so do I like?
No, because don't they like get investigators? Like if you're trying to make like an insurance claim or some crazy shit. That'll like take pictures of you while you're like out at the grocery store.
Yeah, but my X-rays and my cane would show that too.
Nah, you're not wrong.
You know what I mean? Because I don't just have a cane for my knee. I already had the cane.
Yeah.
You know? So I mean,
you have it because you're pimping.
So you had gone to a couple shows this weekend, right? Or one?
Technically, yeah, we definitely hit 2 in one night.
Oh, you went to 2 in one night?
Yeah, so we went to Wakan Rocks Saturday night. I went up with my boy and his boy from out of town that I have gone to another festival with. So it was the 3 of us. We went up to downtown Denver for a while. And then Courtney my wife, met us there. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Met us there at Red Rocks at a later time, and she just drove me back. But then, so we left Red Rocks, let's say show ended at midnight. We left like 11:15, 11:30-ish. And then we went down and she parked at the bottom of Red Rocks for like the first time ever because it was that packed by the time she got there. She was pissed. She had to take a taxi up and we had to take a taxi down because it was almost at the bottom of the hill where you first enter, which is a far fucking drive, much less walk. We ended up going back to downtown Denver, and then we hit our second favorite, or probably our first favorite venue really in Denver or the whole state, if I'm being honest. It's a small-ass room called the Black Box. And we go there quite often. Tickets are always like $20, $30
I think me and Tiffany
max.
have been there.
It's like some little hole in the wall. And like that barn, they have like outside patio and like a lounge that's free. But then like all the big artists play in like the main room. And it's only like, 200 to 300 person capacity. So we took obviously my boy and then his buddy from out of town to the Black Box because there's like legendary artists that come through there and play like small, intimate shows for super cheap. So we went straight from Red Rocks, got some beer, and then headed straight there. And so we got there at 12:30. We probably left by 1:30 for sure. At 1:15, if that. Like, we were all beat. I was fucking puking in the bathroom like once or twice, dude. Like, it all caught up with me when we like got to the club, but I was like, I am not okay. I was just withering away. But yeah. And then so we went there, dropped them off at their hotel, and came back home. Got back home, I want to say like maybe like 2:30. So,
God, you guys drive home after that. That's so, dude, that drive from
Colorado. Dude, there's
just
nothing better than your own bed, especially like us with our cats. Like, all we want to do is just come home and fucking kick it with the kitties. Yeah, because it's just hard, especially when you're like, fuck, I know I'm like an hour and 15 from home. If I step on it, it'll be like 55 minutes. You know, like you just want to get home.
Yeah.
Plus, you know, you got like beer, you got munchies in the fucking car. When you're at hotels, it's like, it's usually for a night when you like want to get fucked up at a venue and you like, I don't want to drive. I can just Uber there, to and fro. It'll be fine. It's kind of like the more responsible choice. But then there's a part of the night when you're like kind of raging, especially with me and my wife. Like we're always like, are you going to drive? It's mostly corny, but she's like always like, are you going to drive? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. But she's like, I'm still going to drive. I'm like, all right. And, we start like kind of withering away and we're like, about that time. You know what I'm saying? We always kind of leave early just to make sure, like, you know, we don't leave at 2 on the dot if your show goes till 2. We're like, let's get like 1:15, 1:30. Like, we want to get back to our spot because, like I said, if we're too fucked up, then yeah, we'll be at a hotel. Like, we plan on that or we don't want to come home. But usually 9 times out of 10, we'll just drive back, bro.
We did that quite a few times first moving here too, you know, and we would get a hotel because we know, like, being from Boise, everything's a 20 to 10 minute drive away.
Yeah.
Even a far drive is still no more than 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Like that's to the other valley area, you know, Nampa to Boise.
Yeah.
So you get kind of accustomed to that. And Tiffany have this very quick way of being like, it's really far.
Yeah.
You know? So last time we went to Denver, we drove back home. And I think it's a lot of being a 2-year local now. I totally agree. There's nothing better than your own bed. You know, Denver's cool, but Denver's exhausting. Dude.
Exactly.
It's so exhausting. You're in Denver for 2 hours, 3 hours, and you just feel like you did a workout, dude. You know?
Oh, for sure. I mean, plus, because it's like being in any other metropolis, like there's so much to do. It's not like one boring town, you know. My comparisons, like being from SoCal, you know, I lived in Orange County, but then like all the crazy parties would be like in LA or at the beach. And all those are like a 30, 45-minute drive. Any other metropolis, if you live like 45 an hour away, you're like...
I got potato washed living in Idaho, dude. Like I lived there for so long. I just got so used to it. And I lived in California for 16 years growing up. And my brother still lives there. My sister still lives there, you know. But I fucking hate it.
Of course, dude.
I fucking hate that place, you know. And
there's a reason I didn't move back, you know.
Fair. I mean, granted, I'm a die-hard Dodger fan, you know. So I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't hate LA. I would never live there anymore.
Exactly. You still got love for the state. Like, that's my home. That's where all my family is. Like, all my family. All fucking, like, my close family. Dad, immediate family, should I say. But there's a fucking huge reason why I don't want to go back. Every time you visit, even, you're like, fuck, all right, I'm over it. You know, Anaheim is in Orange County, so it's kind of like saying
that's so you know what I mean. Orange County versus LA County.
Compare all counties, like you would compare like Denver as a county. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many cities that are just conjoining, and then all of a sudden one city separates Golden from Denver. You know what I'm saying? Or like LA from Orange County, and it's just like one street on this side is Orange County, but then the next block over is LA County. Like there's no fucking difference, really. So there's all these like Southern California rivalries, like Dodgers versus Angels, USC versus UCLA, Ducks versus Kings. You know, like it can go on and on. Clippers versus like Lakers, obviously.
And I do know the Freeway series. You know what I mean? LA versus fucking the Angel. LA versus LA now. But.
Yeah, exactly. And nothing pisses me off more than that, dude.
God,
my biggest pet
man. Yes, I know it's stupid.
Well, because it's like insane because a lot of people don't know, like, I don't know if you're not from California, like the Anaheim Angels are in Anaheim, which is Orange County. And LA is about a 45-minute hour drive from, so if you wanted to go from one stadium, the Angel Stadium, to the Dodger Stadium, it's like a 45-hour drive at minimum.
It's not close.
Minimum, no.
By any means, it's
but
not
somehow
close.
It makes them, they're both LA, and it makes no sense. Anywho, that's my only gripe with it. It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how severe of a Dodger fan would you consider yourself?
Honestly, bro, grew up, went to a lot of games, but if you're talking about like how often I keep up with the sport,
scale of 1 to 10. What would
6 or 7, bro? Like I'm
so one being
blue.
somebody who claims the Dodgers and has never watched a game but wears a hat.
No, not
10
at all.
being somebody who's has season tickets, goes to every game, spends their life savings on it, and does nothing but bleed, sleep, eat, and fuck Dodgers. You know,
definitely not. I'm like definitely a little bit over the in between mark because like my family born and raised Dodgers. Everything, they watch the games every time I'm with them, but like me in general, just like basketball, there's just too many games. And then with baseball, like I can't sit and watch the game like all the way through. Like I need more, but that doesn't mean I love going to games. I don't love going to games because I love being there live. Ain't nothing better really, because then you're like there, you're like you nothing to do but concentrate and sit there. But like I got ADHD, you know, it's hard to watch every play, every strike, you know, yada yada. But like I said, like have jerseys at my house, fucking whole family, bleed blue every time they're playing, have Dodger shit on. I just haven't kept up with it because my favorite team is the Raiders. horrible team. I used to be a big Lakers fan when I was a kid, and then basketball was like my least favorite sport to watch. So I'm like, I still put baseball as like my number 2 or 3 sport. But like I said, there's too many games for me to keep up with, and that's just me.
I couldn't agree more because the fact of the matter is I'm the same way, but completely in
No, I'd call you like
in the Dodgers.
So I'd call you like an 8 or 9 at least, dog. Like you don't have to spend your life savings on it.
I spend money I don't have, you know.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying.
Like I love the Dodgers, dude. That's my shit. I take pride in that. Like I grew up. I've been over 200 Dodger games easily. Like I fucking my little league team in Burbank won first place in our division and got to be on the field twice for Burbank nights, where we got to go on fucking and get featured on the fucking big screen. And they were like, oh, the Burbank Giants first place in Burbank for their little league, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And we got some souvenirs, and, you know, I filled my pocket full of fucking dirt, you know, which I still have to this day. No, yeah, I still have a bag that looks like a little drug bag that's in this box that I've had since I was like fucking 12 years old. And my parents
like Jack Sparrow with his jar of dirt.
Yes, 100% bag of dirt. And it says Dodger Field Dirt on the bag and like some like janky ass handwriting.
That's what's up though.
You know, and my parents found it one time too, and they were like, what is this? I was like, I swear to God, that's just field from the stadium. Or dirt from the stadium, dude. And they're like,
they thought you had some of that hair on, that fucking China white, that Mexican tar. And
they yelled at us for it, the fucking the grounds crew.
Well, they didn't take it though?
No, like, because we were wearing our baseball uniforms.
Yeah.
You know, and luckily my baseball uniform, I think I had a back pocket on that one, and I just fucking was fit. Like, I was grabbing fucking grass at first, and they got all mad at us, and I was like, all right, fuck you. And so I kept fucking throwing dirt in my pocket because I wanted to save it, dude. And I was on the field.
I thought you had like ready and like pre-planned, where you just had a bag and you just went, like, you know,
no,
slapped
I
it open and then.
No, I filled my pocket, dude. I got yelled at. They were like, yo, knock it off.
So
don't
you
take
like
the fucking dirt.
Where did you like put it after that? Did you have to like ride home with dirt in your pocket?
Oh yeah,
the whole time. Oh,
yeah.
My God,
I had dirt in my pocket the whole day. I was like, dude, I got dirt from Dodger Stadium. This is fucking cool, dude.
Oh shit.
You know, and I remember one time my dad had season tickets through his job, so it wasn't like I got to go to every game, but it was my dad had pretty good grabs on them for any time the clients didn't use them, and they were meant for the company to use as a thank you to clients. So they would take clients to Dodger games and stuff, you know, so they had season tickets right behind the family seating in the dugout area of the home team. Dude, I remember when I was literally, I want to say probably like 12 or 13, you know, maybe even younger. And Manny Ramirez, the guy, the dreadhead guy.
Oh, I remember.
He got accusations for steroids and stuff back in the day. But I remember he was on the Dodgers at the time, and he threw his batting gloves to the kid sitting right fucking next to me. And I was like, are you serious?
Damn.
Are you fucking serious? Not to mention the last 2 games that my dad and I had gone to in that season, I got hit by a foul ball and a bat fragment and didn't get to keep either of them both times. I got nailed by a fucking foul ball right in the chest before the nets. And some dude grabbed it and ran away. I was a kid, and I was like, you motherfucker, dude.
Damn, dude, that's low.
And so I was lit already mad, like at this point that I hadn't gotten a souvenir. And I look at my dad, I was like, Dad, can I fight him? You know, like, Dad, let me fight him, Dad. And he was like, no, you'll get yours. Just wait.
See, that's funny because the reason why I'm like a Dodger and a Raider fan and all this is from my dad, because I was raised by my mom. My parents were split, so I never had them in the same house like ever, unless when I was like 1 or 2. But anywho, so that's where I kind of get all my sports from. And there's my family on my dad's side. My mom had never even really watched sports. Like, she just got into the Chiefs a couple years ago. You know, I'm not saying bandwagoner, but like, she's always been a Chiefs fan. I think she did it to piss off my dad. And obviously they sucked for the fucking ever. And, you know, Raiders still suck. But anywho, once they got Patrick Mahomes, then, you know, all of a sudden she's going to like the Super Bowl and yada yada just to watch them. Got season tickets. But anywho, since I was raised by her, never really was like around sports. Like, I played soccer when I was a kid, and then I went to football. And then my 8th grade, when I really started wrestling, I got into wrestling. And then like in the off season, I was like, hey, can I kick it with like them in the off season, like to my football coaches? And, you know, I just want to like get better at my technique and, you know, what have you. And they're like, nah, if you don't come back now, like, you know, we're not going to let you on the team. Like, you need to be in the off season program. I'm like, why? Everyone else is doing track. Like, you know, in the, like, right before summer, that part of the fucking season, like spring. And he was like, nope, choose one. And I was like, all right, fuck you, I'm out. So then I went wrestling all the way through till I was fully dedicated, like 14.
I didn't know you wrestled.
Oh, yeah, you did. I've mentioned it many a time.
Have you?
Yes.
Okay, I don't remember.
I have the USA Wrestling logo tattooed right here.
Okay, that's something we've talked about in the past, and I just don't remember brain injuries.
It's all good.
But no, I just don't remember that about you. That's awesome. That's fucking dope.
Yeah. So I was doing that for about 8 years. When I was like 21, 22, when I moved out here, I kind of quit because I wrestled in college back home. And, I came out here and had to work full time, went to school full time, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, dude, I don't really have time to be wrestling full time too because it is a lot of time I had to work. But during that like 7-year, 8-year gap, I was just fully into wrestling, like USA Wrestling, the Nationals, yada yada, who's ranked where, and then I was big into UFC, and this was like started from like 2006, so this was like the golden age of it when I had all the big heads like George St. Pierre, BJ Penn, Randy Couture, Chuck Liddell, so shit like that was what consumed all my time, and I was wrestling for fucking ever and lost touch with all the football and any other sport that wasn't MMA or grappling or wrestling, everything that was like play with the ball, soccer, football, baseball, basketball, I just had no, attention for because I was just like all part of that world. And then once I came to college and had some different friends that were watching sports like basketball and all that, and like, the NCAA finals and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, wow, this is kind of lit too. So then I got back into it. And then obviously like got super into fantasy football. I'm still kind of getting back into it, but still, it's not like I've always been a teenager that was like, oh, die hard, from the get-go. Like I remember going to Dodger games with my dad and, that family, like opening day, a bunch. But like I said, since I was raised by my mom, I didn't get that often. So it wasn't really like always around.
I was pretty blessed too to have the opportunity I did with my dad having that hookup because honestly, that bumped my Dodger games up to almost like another 100,
Yeah.
Excuse me. And he had that over a couple seasons. It wasn't just one season.
Oh, of course,
he was working there for a long time, you are, in fact, the only Dodger fan I think I've ever had on other than myself.
Nice.
So, did you watch any playoffs this year of the Dodgers?
And that's usually when I start watching it.
Right, right. I know you're an October baseball guy.
Yeah, exactly. Just because I'm like, all right, there's like, 165 games? If not more?
Dude.
And that's why it's hard to like get the 3.
Not 100. They had over 100 wins again.
Yeah, I remember that. That's why like we did great all season, and then we like lost second round, first round of playoffs.
I think there's 165 games in a season, something like that.
Okay, yeah.
And we had last year something like 111 or 113 wins, and this year we had close to like 100. I think it was 106. I don't remember the exact numbers, so don't quote me on that. But I do want to visit on mainly. Why do you think the Dodgers were so bad this year?
Like I said, I'd have to watch all the games through and through, and that's obviously too much. But I don't know. Don't we have like the most expensive roster in like all of baseball?
No. I want to say that's either the Padres or the Mets.
Really?
I think it's the Mets have the most expensive roster in baseball right now.
Damn.
And they did at least. So I'm pretty confident on that. So the Dodgers extremely lacked this year in pitching, and a lot of people are super upset about it, super annoyed. They're like, fire Dave Roberts, blah, blah. And I have been following this pitching since the beginning of the season because I'm like, fuck, dude, like I see the lack of pitching ability that we have. We don't have Walker Buehler, we don't have Trevor Bauer, we don't have a lot of our power pitchers that were our starters,
Yeah.
And so as the Dodgers in the front office, you would expect the front office to make some pretty intense trades to accommodate for that.
Mm-hmm.
And what I had watched was they made little to no dollar trades. Like they didn't spend any money towards the deadline. They didn't spend any money whatsoever on starting pitching. They just kind of let it ride. And then they ended up losing Julio Urias to a domestic violence charge. I don't know anything behind it. If it's anything like Trevor Bauer's situation, I don't want to talk anything about it until there's more.
Touche.
Trevor Bauer completely got fucked by the MLB. The hammer came down on him, and they made an example of him in many ways because he kind of spoke out and because he didn't abide and he didn't bend over and say, fuck yeah, MLB, give it to me, daddy.
Yeah.
And they treated him accordingly for that. I wouldn't be surprised to see him show up with a large lawsuit directed at the MLB.
Makes sense. I mean, John Gruden got fired for not the same thing, but he got fired. And the crazy part of his story is obviously those emails were horrible, but how it came about was they were investigating a different fucking team. They were investigating the Washington Redskins at the time, or Commanders now, whatever. And somehow while auditing all their emails and servers and all that, they found those emails and they just leaked his shit. So his whole discrepancy was, hey, if you're finding like those emails with me, like you guys must have found other shit. Like, why am I being singled out and why am I being made a target, you know, in this whole scenario? So people always need like a fall guy to make an example of, and someone with an agenda. You say, oh, well, we gotta actually, I can't stand for this. We gotta rat this guy out or make an example out of him. And there's all this other stuff that's obviously going on. Like, why don't they investigate all these other people for X, Y, and Z?
Exactly. And one thing I can definitely say is if they're proven guilty, come down with them on a with the heaviest hammer possible. You know, I'm into that. For the Trevor Bauer situation, because I really enjoyed watching him as a pitcher, and I really had a lot of faith in him as far as a starting pitcher for the Dodgers because he was making some shit happen, you know?
So are you sure you're not a little biased in that sense?
I am.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I am. But what I'm coming from is that I had my opinions. I followed it.
Yeah.
Religiously. I watched every article. Anytime a new update on it would come out, I would read it and be like, okay. You know, and just recently the entire situation was dropped.
Yeah.
All the allegations, everything was just completely dropped, you know, but he was still kicked out of the MLB for violating their standards and their rule of thumb, whatever. But in my opinion, I think he's got himself a pretty fat lawsuit against the MLB.
Yeah, but also don't baseball players get paid like the biggest contracts out of any other like.
He had a huge
athlete?
contract with the Dodgers, and the Dodgers ate his contract to just to get him off the team.
But that's what I'm saying though is like, but they're still like what 120 million for like 4 years, some crazy shit like that.
They paid a ridiculous amount of money to just get him off, and they still had to pay it when they could have just kept him on the team to fucking pitch at that point.
True, but what I'm trying to say though is like. Yeah, well, when did you just take that check? I mean, like, once you have 100 million plus that you can walk away, say they give him like 2/3 of his contract.
He didn't get. I don't think he got the whole payout of his contract because of the. I don't remember exactly the semantics on it.
And that's what I'm saying because I don't know MLB contracts, unlike NFL contracts, where there's a guaranteed, percent.
Yeah, he still had a guarantee, and that's what they ate.
Gotcha, and that's what I'm saying.
I don't think they had to pay the full amount out of his contract because he didn't pitch.
Yeah, there's always incentives and all that.
Well, there's still a clause for if something
like this or injury settlement.
Yeah, and the reason why I kind of visited on that a little bit because, I'm not by any means an MLB analysis expert. That's not what I do.
Yeah,
and I don't bet. So every opinion that I have is just based on my genuine love for the Dodgers and stuff like that. And, and it's a passion of mine. And like you said with the Raiders, you don't have time for any other sport. You can't watch any other sport because
it's not even that. It's just hard to like juggle both, especially with baseball having so many games.
I feel like you can't justify it. If you're really passionate about a team, and you really love watching them and you put a lot of heart and soul into it, having 2 or 3 is a lot.
True. True.
It's fucking a lot.
And it sucks, especially when the one thing that you have and they're just, especially with the Raiders specifically, like they're dog shit. It's like being a Cleveland Browns fan or something. It's like, dude, we've sucked for 20 fucking years. Like, when will it end? And that's why it's like good to semi-follow the Dodgers because I'm like, all right, at least they're winning. And funny story, like I wouldn't watch the games, but I was betting for a minute on the Dodgers like every other night, like Diamondbacks, Padres, whatever. I'd always fire on them. I put the over on the home runs because like, 6.5 or whatever. I'm like, I think. And then, dude, I swear to God, 75% of them would hit. And, there'd be like 1 or 2 games a week that they would lose out of like playing 4 or 5 days, if that. And, I'd just go on a run and keep stacking them up because they were almost like the most guaranteed because almost every year, don't they have like one of the best records in the regular season? So that's why I'm like, it's kind of more surefire.
It's not in the playoffs, but yes.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying is like I was just firing off on them for a while. And
to me, I feel like that also burns out some of the love you got for your game, and I'm already passionate enough. Like I will throw a hat, I will scream, I will yell, God damn it, no, I will listen to the game on the radio. I do. I don't need to watch the game on TV. If I have access to fucking ESPN Plus and I can't watch the game, I will put that shit on headphones and I will visualize the game. Like no problem, dude. I did that for the first 2 playoff games. I didn't want to go to the bar and watch it. I just sat here and I put headphones on. It was like, no!
Damn.
Screaming and yelling. Tiffany's just sitting there on her phone, just like.
That's OG, man. You just got to start fucking bumping that radio with the little dial tone and all that in the garage. That way you can just,
I have
shout
it set
in the
up,
garage.
dude, but I don't think I can get the LA radio all the way out here. Like if you're in
you
LA,
gotta go
you
on
can get the
internet
AM
and shit. Yeah, that makes sense.
Could be wrong about that, but I think I've tried to look for it before, and there's not a national station for the Dodgers. It's within LA area, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
The AM radio that you listen to when you're leaving the stadium and
Yeah.
You ever do that when you're a kid? No, you didn't?
No.
Every time when I was a kid, my dad and I, if we would have to leave the game early because of LA traffic and shit, you know, and if we were leaving by 7th, 8th inning, we would put the game on the AM radio and listen to the game on our way home.
Gotcha.
Yeah, dude. So
nah, dude, we'd always just stay till the end. And then we always had it on TV. Like I said, like my family's more diehard than me, obviously, but they always had it on. You know what I'm saying? There was never a question.
I think my family went to so many games that we had adjusted to genuinely not caring to see the whole thing, you know?
Yeah.
When you have kids that are really young, because I was also at the time like, shoot, the youngest of 4, and we were going to these games. I'm 13, so there's my sister and my brother and my 2 sisters still at home. Usually my mom's still at home. It's just me and my dad and shit, you know? So we can't be at the game till 2, 3 in the morning.
Touche.
And justify it with my dad having to work in the morning and stuff like that, you know? So, and there were free tickets. And there were free tickets. When you get free tickets, it's not that big of a deal to leave a little early.
Yeah, true.
You pay for those tickets, you're going to sit for the whole fucking game.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
You know?
You're not wrong.
And so, kind of back on what I was asking about the pitching, the reason we lost the playoffs is, like Magic Johnson said, he was straight up 100%. We got outpitched, we got outbeat, and the Dodgers did horrible pitching, you know, and we all saw it. We wanted the Dodgers to pitch well, and they just did not. That was the fact of the matter.
Yeah.
You know, granted, Clayton Kershaw have the first ever bad start of that capacity in his entire career.
Yeah.
He's never had a start look like that ever, not even in a playoff, not in a regular game, ever. You know, so something was off, and he's looking into shoulder surgery now for that, I guess.
Nice.
The Dodgers would not make front office moves this frivolously stupid if they didn't have an end game, didn't have a plan. And, you know, in my opinion, before Shohei Ohtani had been pushed aggressively in every way, shape, and form by the Angels to the point where they had him starting every other fucking game and tore his UCL. You know, if it was before that, Ohtani was looking at, in my opinion, a 11-year contract, something like $500 million.
Yeah.
You know, $500 million 11-year contract. You know, now I think that's my projection is that contract's going to go down to 8 years. It's going to go down to something close to $400 million. And there's going to be a clause that adjusts for when he's back for pitching.
Interesting.
So since he can't pitch, he's going to be signed as a designated hitter, get paid as a designated hitter. And once he starts pitching again, there's going to be a clause in his fucking contract that kind of bumps up his pay for an overall 8 years for the Dodgers. That's my guess.
That's interesting that they can adjust contracts or like ask them for pay cuts. You know,
there's a clause. They're like they can add a clause into it, but also that's just like a very specific guess.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if they even can really make that happen.
Yeah.
You know, and my other guess is fucking $500 million, 10 years. They just do it. They send it. They give the guy what he's given himself to deserve.
Yeah.
That guy has really worked his fucking body to the grit and bone, man. Like, it's crazy to me.
And that's the bad thing about baseball players. They're usually doing like the same repetitive motions that like certain parts end up getting like a lot more wear and tear than if they were like ambidextrous, which no one's really ambidextrous. But you know what I'm trying to say?
Right,
it's like,
right.
It's a whole lot of wear and tear, especially if you're like one of those people that have done it since like, you know, minor leagues, college, high school, all the way down through, you know, when you're like 6 years old. Yeah, man, that shit's going to start, you know, hurting a lot, especially when you're like at that level. It's going to happen someday, you know?
Do you ever watch the World Baseball Classic?
No.
Dude, I fucking live for it. That is some of the best baseball that
Really?
has ever blessed my eyes entirely. Like, and genuinely, I didn't start watching the World Baseball Classic until this year because it's every 4 years. It's Olympic baseball. It's the fucking Japan against America, and, you know, and all that shit.
Maybe I have that.
And so this year, what ended up happening is Mike Trout was the team captain for Team America, and Shohei Ohtani was the team captain for Team Japan. Team America and Team Japan ended up in the fucking championship against each other, and it went down to the last pitch against Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout. Mike Trout could have hit a home run to win the game. Shohei Ohtani had to strike him out to win the game.
Damn.
Coolest fucking baseball I have ever witnessed in my entire life.
I'm going to have to YouTube that shit, man. That sounds lit.
You really have to. You really have to. It was the coolest fucking moment I've ever witnessed in baseball, especially because Mike Trout and fucking Shohei Ohtani are teammates.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, and captain against captain, game-winning fucking at-bat.
Mm-hmm.
Craziest shit you'll ever watch in baseball, in my opinion, that I have ever seen in my lifetime.
Dude, you got me all hyped. I might have to.
It's so worth it, man.
I'm always down for a good game, but that's why you just never really know like how it's gonna turn out. Just like UFC, you got like two great fighters, and you're like, oh, dude, it's about to be fireworks. And we have a slugfest, and they just circle each other for like 3 fucking rounds, and like, and you're like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So sometimes like the guarantees aren't even a guarantee.
Well, there was a lot of speculation this year with the World Baseball Classic that I had noticed within the play. There always is, there's always a lot of speculation within the World Baseball Classic because I'm not exactly sure what they get paid or if they get paid at all. But a lot of these pro baseball players don't think it's worth their contracts to go out and possibly get hurt for this event.
Touche.
You know, so there's a lot of world-class baseball players who don't participate.
Yeah.
But the ones that choose to really make it fucking cool, dude.
I can say, man, they got love for the game.
They do, you know, because they're like, fuck this. Like, no, I want to compete for my country. And it's like, it's just a different level of baseball. It's a different level of passion.
Yeah.
You know, like you're not competing for a team you have a contract with. You're competing for your fucking home.
Yeah.
You know, you're competing for your nation. And you can really see.
There's a real patriots out there.
Dude, and some days what's crazy is like, dude, for like Team Australia, some of these fuckers are like contractors.
Yeah.
That play baseball as, on a club team for fun.
That's wild.
And they get sent to the Olympics. And they're playing Mike Trout. Like,
that's fucking crazy.
Isn't that nuts? That's why I think the World Baseball Classic is going to be the #1 baseball event in the next 10 years, and it's going to surpass the World Series. Dude, there was something like 60 million people tuned into Japan's World Baseball Classic. That's more than
they don't
Super
fuck
Bowl.
around just like South Korea. Like they're big on the shit. Cuba, you know what I'm saying? Like big. Some countries are big on fucking baseball besides our own. It's kind of wild now. Like I can't see like football being that big. Like there's the XFL, there's the Canadian League. They got nowhere near the numbers. But you know, like so like international baseball, like oh yeah, dude, there's still a market for that shit for sure.
Well, not in America. And that's what's crazy is like so the World Baseball Classic didn't implement any of the MLB new fucking rules.
Yeah.
It's still classic baseball, same size bases, no pitch count, you know. So that was what was cool to me. This was the first year that they implemented the pitch count, and I was livid about it. I was so annoyed. I fucking hated it. You know, and I still hate it. I still hate the big bases. For the record, I hate every single fucking rule change MLB did this year. You guys are idiots. Fuck you. But that's just me speaking very passionately.
I feel like that's like across all sports. I don't know about basketball, but definitely in football. It's becoming like two-hand touch. It's becoming ass play, dude. It's becoming like some sissy shit where there's a flag getting thrown every other play, and it's like, for fuck's sake, can we get the game going? With that whole pitch count thing, it like starting to sound like the NFL, where you know that 40 seconds between plays, unless you take a timeout or you run it out of bounds or something like that, that the clock can stop, and you know you can run up the clock or like just decide to like shave some seconds off and stop it. But I heard they're just doing it just to make it faster. You know what I'm saying?
They are, and it did.
Faster.
I'm one of the few people who's capable of immersing themselves into a baseball game enough to just listen to it.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm that passionate about it. I'm also that knowledgeable of the game to where I can literally listen to the audio and I can put myself in the stands. If it's a good enough announcer, like Vince Scully, rest in peace.
I was about to say, man. He was the voice of the Dodgers.
He was the voice of the Dodgers, man. And you know, that to me, growing up, listening to it on the way home with my dad and stuff, you know, maybe gave me that ability to do that because I was at the game and then immediately listened to it after, so I could still kind of put myself there, you know, in the moment, you know, and you know, this obviously this isn't a sports podcast, so I'm not going to keep going on the Dodgers like, too much more.
I mean, we easily could, dude.
Right. Last but not least, I think it's completely silly how they handled this year. But I can justify it if they get a Shohei deal. And if they don't get a Shohei deal, we need to make some front office changes. That's just my opinion on the Dodgers. Anyways, and now, like you were asking, so how I run the audio and what do I do? So I just record the audio into the computer.
Yeah.
And every camera has their own SD card and also records their own audio, right? Mm-hmm. And so the way that it works is with Adobe, there's this process called multicam editing, and you can go in and sync the audio and the cameras all to one and put it into a multicam sequence. And then once you have it in a multicam sequence, that's when you go through and do all your color adjusting, your minor edits and stuff like that. And you can take the video and combine it. Honestly, I'm very novice at this, so it could work out better maybe cutting the video first.
Yeah.
You know, but right now I'm at the point where I cut the video after this process. So I'll do the video without cuts, You know, maybe cut the first 20 minutes and stuff like that, obviously,
Yeah.
where we blend in to actually the conversation. But what will happen is you'll have to watch the whole show through and combine the audio, combine the cameras, and have Adobe kind of do its AI thing where it lines them all up for you. And then once it's all lined up, you mute the audios from the cameras and just keep the audio from the high quality mics.
Yeah.
And then that's when you select your cameras.
Gotcha.
Overall, this is genuinely 100 to 200% more intensive on the editing. It is 100 to 200% more intensive on the amount of time you're going to take. It is a much more advanced level of editing that I have gotten into, in my opinion, being a beginner, beginning a novice, and also like I don't have the money to just pay somebody to edit my episodes. I had to teach myself all this shit. You know, this isn't a sponsored podcast. This isn't something I make money on. This isn't something I'm here to make money on. But I'm hoping that with some hard work, dedication, and some time, it might get to that point.
Yeah.
You know,
like and subscribe. You gotta crawl before you can walk. You gotta walk before you can run. You're a man wearing many hats right now, doing all this, you know, in a long process. So, you know, maybe if you get some more collaboration with someone else, or like, you know, learn some more tips and tricks, it'll all be kind of more easier as time goes on. It's a fucking growing process.
Especially with taking this much more seriously. I really feel like I've grown a lot. Mm-hmm. You know, there's not a lot of people out there who have the opportunity to just sit down on their ass for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And, you know, I didn't get paid during any of the disability because I'm still on I'm still waiting for it. Yeah. So I don't have any extra cash right now, really. You know, so it's not easy to do a new startup on this show because, like I said, I've been doing this. This podcast was established in 2020.
Yeah.
All those views that I got and everything that I did was generated from my old content.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and some of the stuff that I did, I had gotten some feedback from people on YouTube, some comments, and negative and positive and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I've really taken that and used it as a tool, you know, and been like, you know what, dude, like there was a couple that kind of pissed me off, you know, because I'd been editing for like 14 hours one day and I posted something. Somebody just had something to say about it and they're trolling on me.
I was about to say, dude, there's always going to be trolls.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
There's always going to be haters. You think like comedians or like the top podcasts in the world
100%.
don't have haters on some episodes?
And I let it get to me. And I let it get to me that day. And it cracked me up though, because I was thinking about it. I was like, fuck, dude, that guy got me. And then the next day I was like, wait a minute, dude, this is a milestone. You have had this podcast for years and you've never had shit talkers on YouTube. You've finally gotten to the point where you have enough views where people talk shit on your videos. Exactly. Let's go. But they don't only talk shit. There's good things. There's, you know.
Exactly,
But haters on YouTube, I feel like that's a milestone.
Well, no, yeah, exactly. and plus, I mean, those are the ones that are always going to stick with you. You can get like 100 positive comments on there, and then like 2 that you're really like, fuck. Just pick up all your insecurities and all that, and you're like, what the fuck? And those will stay with you like more than the 100 positive ones, you know?
Exactly. You know, especially after spending a whole day editing and then reading that, you know, you're going to get bent.
Oh, for sure.
You know, you're going to get bent. Like, I literally texted one of my friends. I was like, yo, you should, like, back me up on these comments. I was so mad and annoyed. And
you're sending someone in to go to war in the comments?
And it was when my homie didn't actually comment on it that I was like, oh, you're being annoying, Casey. Get over it.
It's kind of funny.
And so I didn't see him like kind of back me up, and I texted him the next day and I was like, yeah, he got me, didn't he? And he was like, you got to let them not rub you wrong, bro.
It's for real though.
And that's what happened. They got me that day. They rubbed me completely wrong, and I just took it the wrong way.
Yeah, but like you said, it's a milestone, dude. It's definitely a milestone.
There's a lot of milestones that I've reached. Specifically, dude, trying to just watch my own shit.
It's hard. I heard like everyone hates listening to themselves or hates like watching themselves on camera.
And they do, and I always did as well. But that's where I was cheating myself. I was cutting myself short because, you know, the most growth you're gonna do is by sitting there and watching what you don't want to see.
Yeah, exactly.
I was thinking about it in a sense of, if I can't watch my shit, who's to say somebody else wants to? Is if I can't get my work to somewhere that I'm proud of.
Yeah.
In my opinion, why is somebody else going to want to watch it? You know,
I agree and disagree.
There's people out there that will like your content, but also what it directly pertains to is quality of content.
You're not wrong. There's also an aspect where, I don't know about you, but I'm very self-deprecating. Like, I really can't stand myself. If I hear myself in a voicemail, I hate the way I sound. But that's also me self-deprecating. Meanwhile, my wife, I'm sure, loves my voice, loves my jokes.
There's been a lot of people who said the same exact thing to me.
You're not wrong.
And then listen to it on Spotify on their phone. They're like, whoa, I do not sound like that. And I'm like, I know.
That also comes with the territory. I'm not saying that you won't love the products. Could just depend on the ego. Not calling you egotistical.
It does take ego. It does take a lot of ego to do this because at the end of the day,
maybe not even ego. Maybe like more self-confidence. Maybe I'm just a fucking broken man and I'm just like, I hate my fucking voice.
My voice was always bothersome to me as well.
Yeah.
100%. I did not like sitting there and doing that, and that's why I tried my hardest to completely get myself away from having to do that. Right. What I've found is getting past that barrier of not being a fan of my own voice has made my podcasting
more tolerable for you.
Exponentially better.
Nice.
Just in general, because like now that I've actually sat through almost all of my episodes, going through and getting those shorts and making those videos and breaking them down and whatnot, I watched a lot of my faults. I watched a lot of things that I did wrong. I've listened to a lot of my podcasts, and genuinely too, when you do a podcast, you get this mentality of like, dude, I already had the conversation. Like, it's not like I don't remember it.
Yeah.
You know, so like that's kind of how you treat the editing part of it. You're like, I just have the conversation. Like, there's nothing I said stupid.
Touche.
That I feel like was gonna bug me. But you know, you go back through and you fine comb that shit, and you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
You'll find some stuff that like you could have completely gone without saying or doesn't need to be in there.
For sure.
You know, and you can really dial it in. And I did pride myself on being super improv before, you know, all one run, the Young Boy podcast, super raw, la da da da, you know. But you know, you lose people doing that.
How so?
There's
like not having a game plan and shit like that.
Yeah, there's pee breaks. It's drunk banter. There's not structure to it, and you know that's fun to a point. Like this isn't a structured show, but having a backbone to it,
you're not wrong,
can help.
I think it just depends on the person too. Like we've been riffing this whole fucking time. We had this sheet here with all this stuff, and I feel like we barely talked about a couple bullets.
I have been doing talking points on the last like few episodes. This is a new thing that I've been doing. I've never needed it.
Yeah.
I've never actually
but like you said, it's something to fall back on. Definitely has a backbone
100%.
In case, oh shit, you can, fall back to that.
You know, because I've had only out of the 50 episodes that I've done, I've only had one guest genuinely not do well.
He bombed on a...
She bombed. She did a terrible job.
Damn.
I don't know if she was very nervous or if she just shut down or just was genuinely somebody that didn't know how to portray a story. And because I would ask her 100 questions and every time I'd ask her a question, there was just nothing that would come from it.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm pretty good at making a conversation flow without this, you know?
Or even just last, you know what I'm saying? Doesn't even have to flow, but like, if you ever like gone like kicked it with Tiffany's friends or something, like maybe no one you've really known, and what do? You just find a fucking way
Shout
to keep
out
talking.
to the Zoomies crowd.
Yeah, exactly right. Just have a conversation, kick it for a bit, and conversation will start flowing. I feel like people that aren't outgoing in general just don't have that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like me and you definitely are.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Stick us in a room with a stranger. Like, fuck it, I'm gonna at least one friend and just, kick it with them all night.
Without a problem, without hesitation. Like the thing that the Zoomies crowd kind of has a lot of is young people, and
that's true.
We've got almost 10 years on half those kids, Don't get me wrong. Like, you work at Dutch Bros, you work at Zoomies, like, you guys are all cool and whatnot. Everybody's cool. You're all cool. But it's cliquey.
Oh, it can be, for sure, man.
Bro.
Especially just because it's all youngins, that mentality's still prevalent.
Yeah, it's youngins, but at the same time, it's also exclusive. How many fucking youngins apply to Zoomies and actually get hired?
Honestly, dude, I want to say the turnover's quite a bit.
I didn't say turnover. I said apply.
Apply, sure, but then they still like hire some kids. Courtney's had to fire so many fucking shitty people.
Oh yeah, no shit, because they're all fucking high school kids. But the point is, how many high school kids apply and don't get the job?
You're not wrong. But also, what's hard is that is their business model because they can just do a quick turnaround. Like they very rarely pay people their worth. Courtney deserves to be like 60,000 or whatever. She's barely making like 50 or something right there. But the amount of work I see that she puts in is because of her age and her maturity, and she's always been mature, and she puts that shit like ahead of everything. Meanwhile, she comes home like bitching about these kids that have like no integrity, like no backbone, no big work ethic. And I'm like, yeah, that's because the age, and plus you guys can only afford to pay them $13-14 a fucking hour. And obviously someone that's like 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 that like has rent, they're out of college, maybe never even went to college, but like still knows the importance of having a full-time job. Everyone's always looking for more money, and their whole thing is, well, we're not going to give you more money. Well, then we're out. cool. You've been training your replacement since day one, since you got hired. You know what I'm saying?
I remember I applied for Zoomies when I was a kid too. I thought it would have been the coolest thing to be working at the mall at Zoomies. But also this was like, I applied at Zoomies when I was working or applying for jobs in Southern California in Burbank, you know, so that's a little hard. It's a little more competitive to get hired at Zoomies in Burbank. Yeah. You know, but I came to Idaho with that same mentality, and there's a Zoomies in Boise, you know, and it's just like, it's the same as Dutch Bros. Like I also say this coming from Boise, where I thought that Dutch Bros was a local business. I didn't know Dutch Bros was in Colorado, Denver, especially fucking Colorado Springs. Like, it's all over out here.
There's a fuck ton in Springs.
Yeah, and I didn't know that. I thought it was like an Idaho, Oregon thing. I didn't know it was as big as it was, you know?
Yeah.
But every place you go, you will meet the same people.
More or less. They got
working
a
at
stereotype.
Dutch Bros. Bro.
Typecast.
Have you really thought about it?
Oh, of course, dude. I mean,
now you're gonna think about it way harder.
No.
Every time you go to Dutch Bros, you have the same conversation.
Oh, of course. So all these young little hipster kids that are like in college or like 16, 17, 18.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like maybe I could be jaded about it because like the fact that fucking Boise Dutch is so popular. Like, it's a thing. Boise's a smaller town.
In Springs?
Oh yeah, dude. It's
real?
Tiny. Boise's tiny. Like, the whole Treasure Valley doesn't even have like 500,000, man.
Damn.
I had something like that. It used to be like that a couple years back, but I think within the last COVID wave of Californians that moved there, it doubled or some shit. Like, it's crazy. But Colorado Springs is also geographically one of the largest cities in the United States. Geographically, not
there's gotta be more.
Dog, I didn't say number one, Dick.
No, I know, but like top 10.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
Easy. Geographically, this place is fucking huge.
Yeah, and that's why there's building shit everywhere.
From end to end, Colorado Springs is one of the biggest cities I've ever seen in my entire life.
Talking population-wise or like square miles, man? As a city, though, you can drive from Fountain, which is the tip of Springs. Okay. You can drive from Fountain to like Northgate, 20, 25 minutes.
Dude.
That's not that big for like one central highway.
Dude, it's fucking huge. Geographically,
left and
bigger
right,
than Denver.
East and west.
It's bigger than Denver.
Well, yeah, Denver's a small, like, metropolitan city. What's big about Denver as the whole is like all the conjoining cities.
Not Denver County, city. The city itself, Colorado Springs, not the county, not El Paso County, not Denver County. That has nothing to do with it. The actual geographical size of Colorado Springs is ridiculous to the point where I guarantee you it falls within the top 10.
I need to check that out. Crazy.
I could be wrong. It could be top 20, but it's fucking close. Like, I think I did look it up in the past. So, Jesse.
Yes, sir.
Just recently got married.
Yes, sir.
So you didn't just get married; you signed your marriage license, and then the wedding's happening. How do you feel? Just in general.
It was good. It was honestly really sweet to be around all of our family, and then there was like 2 friends that showed up. Courtney, my wife, just has a very small family in general, like immediate family. So let's say like that's her 8 compared to my like. Just immediate family alone, there's probably like 20 of us. And then extended family, obviously, but the one we have planned at the Stanley Hotel is like 120. Here's the crazy part. If you do, they can give you a $500 ticket. It's in our wedding contract. Like,
no way.
It's police different or something. Because I got pissed because I was like, you're telling me I can't sneak a beer into my own hotel room? Like, I think they even said like you can't bring it in the room. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm kind of fucking livid about it. I think I'm definitely still going to sneak it, but I might just get a fucking ticket. Dude, I'm telling you, it's intense.
I think you just need to figure out what beer they're serving and then get a pack of it and hide it in your bag or something, and then that way they can't tell what beer.
Here's the thing. You have to pay per hour, per head for every drink. So, like, you have a drink package.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
So now you're seeing where it adds up. So,
wow.
Where we just looked, a good one that had, like, wine, a couple, like Jack and some other kind of shit, like the basics, and then beer and sodas. It was $26 a person per hour. So if we have like a 3-hour one, we have 100. Let's just say 100 come through. Just 100. That's not the 125 we wrote down so far. Probably and still counting. And that's not including the plus ones that we for sure didn't know. That's $2,600 an hour for like what, 2-3 hours. I'm only gonna have a bar, and you can't have a cash bar where you can still pay.
Are you sure you want to have your wedding at this place?
Bro, it's for Courtney. Anything for my wife. She wants it. She loves it. You do what you gotta do, man. This shit adds up.
Oh, yeah.
But,
Wow.
you know, we're still probably going to have a little help from our family, like our grandparents or parents. You know, I'm sure they'll probably chip in. And then that's just for, like, the liquor. So you're thinking, like, 5 G's just for, like, 2 hours. Maybe 7,200 or something like that for, like, 3 hours. But then we still got to do the caterers, the photographer. Yeah, man. It's intense. I wrote my family, and then we both got with all of our friends, you know, from in and out of state. And I think she had, like, maybe 12, 13, maybe 20 max, like on her whole side, including like family, friends, or, you know, like specific people she wanted to invite from like hers. And then I wrote down all my family, and I think I was like at 40 to 50 alone. And then we got to friends that have been like around us and together with us like for years, you know what I'm saying? And include all the way up to like people like you that we've known for like what, 2 years now?
Right.
2? And you know what? And that's what I'm saying is like, we got the whole thing, and it was like just that 125, and that's not if like. But obviously, we knew couples. We know, okay, obviously, my aunt and uncle, my cousin and her boyfriend, like we know they're dating.
The plus ones you knew about.
Yeah, exactly. And that's not including like the random plus ones. That's what I'm like. If I'm inviting you, dude, you know I fucking love you because I'm paying out the ass for you. Me and Courtney are like 7 years deep. We were kind of fucking around for like the first year, and then we kind of just picked a date in like 2016, I believe. And, you know, we were kind of just fuck buddies. And then, you know, caught feelings I always knew I had. I was just kind of being a single piece of shit at the time. And I was broken from my last relationship. So, you know, when Courtney came around, you know, she was patient with me and all that. And we kind of just like flowed into it. It wasn't like a forced, you know, thing. And I made the deadline just in time. I guess she gave me to like October 31st of 2016, I want to say. And what's crazy is I always kind of knew I didn't want to date Courtney because if I made it serious, she wouldn't fuck it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, she'd be so dedicated. I knew exactly how she felt about me. And I just didn't know if I was, like, ready and open for that at that time.
Right.
You know, I was like, fuck, I just got out of this bad relationship. I fell for this chick hard. And it all just went to shit. She was a piece of shit. And, you know, I just didn't want to, like, have to go through that again. But I was, you know, just being a pussy about not being in a relationship again. And, you know, I knew she wouldn't give me a reason to, and I was just afraid of it. And then it was the best choice I made, really, you know, just actually putting effort through. But I guess I had a deadline of October 31st or something that year, and I invited her to a Halloween party with a couple of friends. And one of my buddies, like, introduced her as my girlfriend to everyone. And I was like, oh, you motherfucker. And I, like, didn't correct him because a few times I would correct people, like, oh, you guys dating? I'd be like, nope. And, you know, one day I was just like, yeah, you know. And, you know, it just kind of just happened
7 years later.
Yeah, and here we are, 7 years later, fucking signed on paper.
How's that feel?
Good, honestly, man. Like I said, she's never pressured me to do anything. You know, we've worked on things, obviously, as a couple. You know, you try to grow and not stay stagnant and have the same kind of, you know, bickers and arguments.
You don't want to be sorry all the time. You want to be better. You want to grow.
Exactly. So, you know, we've done that a lot together. It's always felt like we've been married. Like, she's my beneficiary and my insurance, you know. She's my emergency contact. She's the only person I talk to literally every day of my life. You know, we don't even text often. It's kind of shitty when she's out of town. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like, I was so independent for so long, and now I'm so like codependent. Not like, you know, like attachment issues or anything, or like clingy. You know,
you don't realize what you have until it's not right in front of you anymore.
Well, yeah. So like whenever she leaves town, you know, it's just like me and the cats, and I come home and I just cook dinner for one. Like, you know, like I love cooking for people. I love, like, you know, just sharing time and like being around people. And like cooking for my wife is obviously like, that's me being a man in my eyes, you know? So when I'm just like cooking dinner for myself, I feel like what it would be like without her there. Like, you know, if something tragic were to happen to one of us, or like obviously her in this situation, I'd just be like, coming home to my cats alone, just watching TV. So going back to her cats, that's a future crazy cat lady. Dad.
But I was a cat dad because I couldn't get a dog when I was in high school. My parents were like, well, we'll get you a cat. And then I just went and got a dog and said, fuck you, and did it anyways. And that's Gatsby.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I've had Gatsby now for 9 years.
I didn't know you had him that long. Goddamn.
10 years almost, yeah.
And see, I've always wanted a puppy. My dad had a puppy, but I'd only visit him like every other week. So when I had a pet was when I was living in Pueblo. I ended up finding actually a cat before Bubs. And I ended up putting him down, but I trained him. He like slept next to me every night. that kind of thing. And that turned me into like a cat lover because every
Right.
cat I met before that was a piece of shit. I was like, fuck that. I always wanted a puppy. I still want a puppy. Fucking Courtney won't let me because she loves cats too. I never like really had one. And then I found 2 technically like on my grandma's property in Pueblo, like out in the bumfuck county. Like there's a fucking farm across the road from her, like on the road. It's like right across from her. And so they're both chill cats. I feel like after I put my first one down, it was called Snickle Fritz.
It's a great cat name.
I know, dude. I thought it was Mrs. Snickle Fritz, and then I went to go get her spayed, and then it turned out to be a boy, and I was like, oh,
Mr.
shit.
Snickle Fritz.
I was like, fuck it, it's just Snickle Fritz. And then so I had to put him down like maybe like within a year of having him.
Nice.
And thanks. Like 6 to 8 months later, Bubs came around and found him in the fucking bushes of my grandma's garden and shit. I was like, what the fuck? And started petting me. I fed him, so started like letting me rub his belly and shit. And I was like, yo. So I ended up, just ended up keeping him when I moved up to Fountain with my buddy Justin. And I almost had to get rid of him. He stayed with Courtney for a while because Justin then wouldn't allow the, cats to be in our apartment. But I ended up having to like get him out of Courtney's. I was trying to find a home for him. And I just brought him back to the house. And Justin came home and he was like, what the fuck is that? And I was like, dude, relax. I'm trying to, find a home for it. I'll keep it in my room. He's like, you fucking better, man. He's OCD. Like, he cleans everything. So he just didn't want to pet around. And I was like maybe 2 or 3 days in. And I guess one of our third roommate that we don't talk to anymore, he was just some random fucking guy that Justin worked with. He ended up letting him out. I came home one day and then they were like, he was on his back getting belly pets from both of my roommates that were like opposed to him in the first place. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, well, we heard him meow, and so, we let him out, man. We felt bad. This guy's chill as fuck. And I was like, I've been trying to tell you, and so far I've turned every, like, cat hater into a cat lover with Bubs. And he's the shit.
Bubs is honestly one of the coolest cats I've ever met. But, I mean, so, like, and I also kind of come from that, and, like, Gatsby's gotten me through 2 breakups.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how my cats work, too. I went through a breakup with my cat. I drove Snickle Fritz from Colorado to Cali. I stayed with my dad for the summer, and I brought my cat with me, and he was there. I was there. It was honestly, that was when I was breaking up with my ex, and it was just a whole bunch of like head games, and it was like mental bullshit. But I had that cat with me the whole time, and I drove his ass all the way back to Colorado, and then like within a few months, I had to put him down, and that shit devastated me.
100%.
So that's what I'm saying. I didn't have a dog, but I had a fucking cat that same kind of shit happened.
You see, like Simon. If anything were to happen to Simon, like he gave me a newfound appreciation for my love for cats, for sure. Like he's one of the coolest cats I've ever experienced being around. And he's also a pain in the ass because how much he loves you. It's so funny. Yeah. You're like, God, okay, I get it. You love me. But you can't take that for granted. That's an awesome thing to have.
Exactly. I feel like we've been married the whole time, in my opinion. Like, we share each other's life. I talk to her every fucking day. Like I said, I feel lonely when she's not there, or like what my life would be. I'm like, yo, it's kind of sad. Like, I don't know, like if I could ever be one of those bachelors, so like you're 40, never settle down. Like that was never me. Like I always knew I wanted kids. Do you know if you want kids, or is that still up in the air?
Oh, I know for a fact.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I know for a fact that I would not be with somebody if they didn't want kids. I don't think.
Touche.
And even if we couldn't have kids, that wouldn't be a deal breaker for me. But it's like
she'd have to like sweep you off your feet if it was like that. Or
no, I mean honestly, like if I genuinely couldn't have a kid with Tiffany, we would find a way to adopt or something like that.
See, that's what I'm saying. So it depends on the person. Where like that doesn't even matter. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't matter at all. I would be definitely sad about it. It'd be something that's been a lot of men's dream, naturally, hormonally, just to pass on your genetic code. You just want to have kids. Like, it's something you want to do.
Yeah, but it's also like, I've known, probably you both have, that you wanted to be a father, obviously being raised. And like, I would like to have kids, but it's like really hard, like finding the right one too. Where you're like, that's going to be half of you and half of someone else. Like, you got to really have trust in that person. That's why, like, one night stands like happen, man, shit like that. And then you end up like keeping it. But like, when you actually like find someone you love or like truly care about, like there's nothing better because you're like, fuck, I hope they get the better parts of them and the better parts of me, not the worst parts of me. You know what I'm saying? And like a bad combo. Yeah. So I don't know.
That's how I feel in general too, because like I never get into a relationship with somebody unless I really know that. I'm very much like how you were with Courtney. Like I'm gonna take a long time with somebody before it's ever actually a relationship. But with Tiffany, she was the first person I ever met that it was 100% just instant.
I was about to say, man, you guys moved pretty fast for 2 years. Like, me and Courtney were dating for probably 3 to 4 before we actually moved in, because she actually lived in my grandma's property too, like when she was like living down there, because she went through a bunch of family shit and, you know, had to find a place to stay, and my grandma offered for her to stay there, and, you know, she did. So she was always kind of like part of the family, you know. Obviously being married now doesn't feel different. My whole family has known about her for like fucking 7 years. Like, there's no other like definition of a wife, in my opinion. I don't know.
100%. Right.
Like,
No.
whether we had the piece of paper or not, like, that's wifey.
See, and I never felt how I felt with Tiffany with anybody else, though. You
Touche.
know, so I mean, and I've always been somebody that's been very anti tie down. I've been very, very hard to tame for a long time. You know, whenever I do get into a relationship, I'm usually single for a long time, close to like a year or two every time between. You know, and I've only had 3 serious relationships. You know, and Tiffany being the third one, and she and I would not have moved in the route that we did if it wasn't for the fact that the opportunity got us out of Idaho.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
You know, it was an opportunity that was financing both of us to move out of town. And we're like, you know, I did fucking, we just,
Paid me to move.
Yeah. Like, and at that point I had just made it official with her like a week or 2 before I got that call of a job offer.
Damn.
Yeah. So I was like, fuck, like I just got a job offer to move out to Colorado fully paid. Oh, you want to come with?
That's fucking dope though. Man. At least had the balls to do that. Like, me and Courtney obviously like got ourselves out of Pueblo. And I feel bad because I like squandered one of our opportunities to like go to Denver and like work in Zoomies. But like the whole thing is like, I don't know if she's like completely happy with her company. And I feel like she can do so much better at another company, but it's just a fucking tough job market right there. So I didn't want to like go up there just for it to maybe not work and fall flat on her face, because that's like almost like moving back to SoCal to me. Like,
Denver?
It's a big ass inner city. Like, you may live like in Littleton, but then you have to like work all the way up in Thornton or some crazy shit, you know? And like, it's a pretty fucking far drive. And I did that for 21 years of my life, but I was selfish and I kind of like, you know, put that idea to rest. And I know she was kind of hurt by it, but, you know, it was weird because I lived through that kind of stuff. You know, living in SoCal, you're like, fuck, that's the reason why I don't want to go back. So that's why I love, as big as Springs is, it still feels like a small city. I can go from end to end in 20 minutes. And I feel like I didn't want to just rush back into a metropolis and then like struggle with like...
It is a small city. Like, when I say it's one of the biggest, it's
like,
still a small town vibe.
You're talking about like square mileage and shit, but I'm just saying it's
small
not...
town vibe here still, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, and it doesn't feel small town though, because it's obviously that's the reason why I left Pueblo. Like, that was a perfect isolated community. That honestly, they're all shit people. There's a lot of good people there, but for the most part, there's a bunch of riffraff in there, and that's why I don't like that town, that city, that county. And I had to just get away and like not have that like one Chipotle, one movie theater,
Right.
one fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, dude, like, I don't know. I just like options. Being a city kid, I'm like, I get a little bit of both worlds, because we're honestly like, what, 15, 20 minutes away from Black Forest, and then you're in the middle of a goddamn forest.
Yeah.
Just right over the hill.
Yeah.
You know, like, you're not that far away. And we look at these gorgeous mountains, you know, every morning that you can see the view from the entire city. Like, being a SoCal kid where we just had fucking smog and all that, like, I love it out here.
I can't agree more with you on that. Growing up in the smog, growing up in especially on those days where I played football, they'd shut down because it was so hot and muggy and you couldn't breathe in the smog and combined with the heat. And we played on a turf field.
Oh, for real.
Yeah, I just didn't miss that at all when I moved to Idaho. And I was like, wow, man, this is a beautiful, beautiful state. Everything about this place is phenomenal, you know. And I would not have left either if it wasn't for the job opportunity. I love Idaho, and Tiffany and I both love Idaho. Like, we both kind of banter about moving back sometimes, and we both look at each other. We're like, nah, we got out. There's a lot of people who still live there and probably wish that they were in our shoes right now, and they got out, and we're given an opportunity to go out and to just go back. I feel like, you know, that's something to maybe look at in the future. You know, like if we want to go back for a couple of years, you know, but we got to live our stay here.
Yeah.
You know, we shouldn't just run back home at the first sign of being homesick or something like that, you know.
You're not wrong. But I just feel bad because I squandered Courtney's opportunity, because like me and you have lived through that. Tiff's kind of lived through that now. We're like doing a huge life-changing like move,
right?
You know, really getting into it. And like, I'm like that old, you know, grumpy piece of shit that's like, but I like how it is now. And, you know, like, I don't want to leave. Like, we have a lot of close friends we consider family.
Change scares you, and the thought of moving out of your comfort zone. And maybe because for me, I agree with that 100% because I can't stand the thought of coming out of my safe place. I like living in an apartment or in one address for a certain amount of years.
Yeah.
I don't like to bounce around.
Yeah.
Mainly because I spent a lot of my teens and my young adult years as somebody who was a couch hopper who had never even gotten on a lease until I was like in my mid-20s. I was always somebody who was just kind of like floating around. And once I got on my first lease, I stayed there for 5 years.
Nice.
After that, because I didn't want to move. I was like, no, I'm in a place, man. I'm this is my home. This is my place, and I'm gonna make this my place. You know, so that's just kind of my opinion on that stuff. You know, like I really just I don't like to move often if I don't have to.
I feel that.
Know? And Denver's a lot.
It is, but like I said, man, that's just also speaking from like my own experience, and I just feel guilty for obviously denying my wife that experience. You know, as tough as it could have been. It's not like I'm a pussy. It's just like, it's more so the fact of me like not wanting to rush straight into that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I was like, oh, but anywho, don't get me wrong. Denver's tight to go visit and like, you know, have fun in and all that. But I'm like, my also reasoning is like, you know, when we have kids, me and Court, you know, I like this area better than, you know,
Denver for sure.
Because I was like, dude, if any of our cars break down, you know, like we're only like a 15, 20-minute drive from each other, no matter what. And like I said, 20 minutes, 25 minutes from end to end. I'm like, if your car breaks down, I can take it to the shop. I can do whatever. You can take my car, take me to work in the morning, and then just take it on whatever. I'll fucking Uber home. Like, it could be easy. If like your car takes a shit in Denver, you're kind of fucked, man. If you're like not working down the street from your fucking house, you know, which not a lot of people in Denver do.
As the guy who cooks in the house, favorite thing to cook for your lady?
So, I mean, it's hard, man. I can definitely kind of just say the both things that I can cook in one night. I think I have before, but definitely steak for my lady. I'll usually get like a tomahawk steak or something huge, big for me and her. And she doesn't really eat red meat often.
So you get most
unless
of
I
it?
make her. No, unless I make her. You know what I'm saying? Like she just doesn't have big meals.
Unless it's cooked by you and it's made, it's gonna get eaten.
Exactly, but like you know, she doesn't like pack herself like or like meal prep, and you know, so like. That's like my opportunity to get some like real good protein in her. I'll make a fat steak, season it well. Always like butter base it or like cook it some kind of crazy way. And then, but the easiest thing that I say I can make that I can just make this as a side is carbonara. I learned like the poor man's way to make it. Like I know you need like pancetta and like 2 or 3 different cheeses or whatever to mix, but you just need like eggs, bacon, some angel hair pasta, and some Parmesan cheese. Like if you're like are on a budget, you can get it all for like under $15. And it's the quickest, easiest thing. You just boil the noodles. You cook the bacon from off when it's like the pan's cold. Then you turn it on. You render out all the fat. Then once that's nice and crispy, you just get the cooked angel hair noodles, toss them in the grease, turn off the heat, keep mixing them until they stop sizzling. And then in another bowl, you separate egg yolk from the whites, and you just use the yolk, and then you just mix it with all your cheese, and it makes like a thick kind of, almost looks like cottage cheese, but you want it more cheesy than eggy. So make like 6 eggs and like in 5-ounce or 10-ounce thing of like Parmesan cheese, depending on cheesy you want it. And you literally just dump that on top of the noodles, and it all just melts together. Throw some parsley, salt, pepper.
Man, that sounds like probably one of my favorite Italian dishes that I could make. Tiffany doesn't do dairy, so I got to be super creative.
I know I've offered to cook for you guys, and I remember like I was gonna do that, but I was like, oh fuck, she can't eat cheese, dude. I'm like, I can't.
No, literally, we're doing that, and you're gonna make it, and I'll make her have a bite of it. But at that point, we'll all 3 eat it.
She'll be on a countdown for having to use the shitter or something.
No, it's not. She doesn't eat dairy because she doesn't eat dairy for any reason. She
doesn't like it.
She doesn't support the dairy industry. It's not because she can't eat dairy. It's because she didn't eat dairy for a long time, and when she does eat it, it doesn't sit well with her now because of the long period of time.
Yeah, just like a vegetarian having like bone broth or some crazy.
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, and the most cheese I can get her to eat is if I put a little bit of Parmesan in something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's not that scared of Parmesan anymore.
So does she have like plain hamburgers, like a psycho?
Yeah.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah.
Red flag. I'm just kidding.
Trust me.
I'm kidding.
That's how I know I like that girl, man. I love that girl to the bottom of my heart because she told me she doesn't do dairy, and I'm like, this is going to be a challenge.
Dude, Courtney is the bigger dairy lover than me. Like, I'll have like some cereal like once, maybe twice a week. She's like a daily, like a cup or 2 milk drinker. And I used to be when I was a kid a lot. So, like, it's kind of funny that with her, I'll get, like, 2 uses out of the whole gallon, and I check again, it's empty. I'm like, fuck. There's There's always milk on repeat at the fucking Castillo house.
See, I can't buy milk like without it going bad because I used to drink enough milk to where I can go through a whole gallon in a week.
Maybe that's why you hit your knees, bro. You gotta get them bones back up.
Exactly, and I stopped drinking all this dairy and eating this dairy when we first started dating. You know, because I wanted to impress Tiffany, and then after we finally got comfortable with each other after a year or two, I was like, I'm eating cheese, dude.
I don't give a fuck.
I'm like, I love you, but my love for cheese is not bigger, but it's not enough to let go.
Bro, my favorite 2 words are with cheese.
It's not small enough to let go, you know?
Yeah.
100%. So, I mean, mine would be also pasta. I make a phenomenal sauce. My mom, I grew up with her
like a rosé sauce, like marinara
it's just
sauce.
A marinara, but it's a marinara that's super hearty. It's got 3 different styles of meat, almost every vegetable in the book. I spend probably like 4 or 5 hours shutting it down. Like,
interesting.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
So it's kind of like a Paschetti's?
It's spaghetti sauce. It's spaghetti sauce, but it's almost like chili, dude.
I was about to say, you know what is crazy is like the more you, especially like if you've ever had roommates and someone makes their version of spaghetti, and you're like, what the fuck is this? Because everyone makes spaghetti so differently. Like my mom only used like turkey meat for a few years, and then like now I use like ground beef, and I'm like, what the fuck was she thinking? And then also like
you got to use Italian sausage.
You see, and then, look,
ground turkey,
yes,
and ground beef, all 3.
Interesting.
Amazing.
That's amazing. Chunky.
But you don't let it get chunky. You break it down. So
yeah.
So you don't even tell the differences, but it gives it a lot of different flavor and a lot of different
there's some
depth.
bacon bits in it.
Dude, do all of it. Do all of it. My pasta sauce is equivalent to the consistency of a good chili.
And see, I feel that because also my mom would sometimes put in a food processor zucchini and squash in a food processor and like chop it up and mince it like really fine and then like cook that with the meat and then throw in like the tomato sauce and shit. So it would just be hearty with like chopped up vegetables in every bite and then like ground turkey. It was actually kind of fire sometimes when it like made it more hearty, but also be like I am kind of being kind of healthy. You know, it made you feel something a little bit better. But no, yeah, with Courtney, dude, I just pack up some hella meats and that shit. And I think I have used like Italian sausages once, and it was fire with some penne. It was dank.
Pasta is the way to go. You're not Italian at all. You're just Hispanic, right?
Everything south of the border, brother.
There you go. Okay, so what I essentially have got going on here at the show at Youngblood Podcast, it's really turned into a platform that I provide for other people to say something, to give their message. This is your one opportunity on I don't know if you've ever been on one, but not a lot of people are ever going to get the chance to be on one or to get to say what they have to say and put it out there. If there was something that you wanted to put out for this world, for anybody, I'm not going to say there's going to be 1 million people who hear this, but at this point, it's going to be out there. What can I give you the chance to say?
Be patient for love. I think everyone deserves love. I think there's someone out there for everyone. And if a piece of shit like me can find someone as amazing as my wife and, be able to feel unconditional love and be taught what that truly is, just takes patience and time. I see a lot of people going through a lot of dark places, obviously wanting the bigger picture, whether, kids are, in the picture or not, like our lesbian friends, our gay friends. I see like everyone kind of, like looking for someone. And I feel kind of like, I got survivor's guilt for being able to find mine, like I've done a lot of fucked up shit. And she accepts me unconditionally. More than, I've been more honest and more open with her than any of my family member or anyone else that's ever known me. To be honest, she knows my ins and outs, and I'm so trying to learn all of hers, and that's worked for me. But, if I can do it, anyone can, unless you want to be alone, good for you. Do what you got to do. But, I think everyone's looking for a connection somewhere. We find it through friends and all that, but where you really like, kind of lose yourself in is in someone else.
Yeah, 100%.
It's possible for anyone, man.
If you can find it, anyone can.
Seriously, man, just got to be patient.
And I think what the word you're looking for more is lucky.
Yeah, I'm lucky and blessed, man, to have someone like that in my life. And if someone can show me that, it just takes work between two people, man, for real.
My parents are married 35 years now, and something like that, 32, an insane amount. What I've learned from watching them my entire life, love is work.
Yep.
Love is a challenge. There's going to be times that it's easy, and there's going to be times that it's difficult, and there's going to be times where you're going to ask yourself whether or not, do you really want to do this? Yeah. But that's the challenge, because if you really love somebody, that's when you will look down at the deepest cores of yourself and not necessarily make changes, but you will improve yourself for that person because you want to see yourself grow.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
And
with them, though, not just by yourself, because some people can grow apart.
But if
grow
somebody,
into their own thing.
but if somebody can make you see yourself that way and not see, like, I want to grow for this person, but this person makes me want to be a better person.
Exactly.
Then that's the most amazing thing that you can look for in today's world. And today's newfound dating. It's okay to get divorced. It's okay to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not looking to do that.
And see, that's cool that you come from that background because you like have role models for that. Like both me and Courtney, like her parents, you know, she doesn't know her bio dad, but you know, she was with her stepfather for like almost 20 years. And you know, that was a shitty divorce between her mom and her stepdad. And the only one that she's ever had, the only father figure, was a piece of shit. My parents were like never married. They were always separated as far as I was growing up and can remember. I'm sure they were together for like a year or two, but you know, if like me and her, like we came from that. We came from hell, you know, having like split custody or like, you know, all these like horror stories and yada yada, growing up in that kind of environment. So like for us, like we know what we don't want to happen. You know, we didn't have really, I mean, I guess Courtney did for a little bit, and so did my dad. He was married to my stepmom for a while and had my sisters, and you know, we both have like half siblings, you know, through each of our mothers. Oh, and father, technically on my side. But anyway, man, like, you know, we learned a lot of what not to do. My mom had a lot of boyfriends and a lot of, you know, crazy stories with that. And we were just like, fuck that. Like, another thing I think that's lost with this generation is everyone's willing to like not be patient or like give up too easily. Like they find the ick, they find all these crazy things and like not realize like no one's perfect. Not everything is perfect, you know? You never know who the one's gonna be. And that can come in any way, shape, or form. Some like flaws or faults of your own and both in the other person's, you ended up just accepting and say, well, this is part of the fucking territory. I didn't know I was gonna be there. You're in this position, but you know, you overlook a lot of shit for love. But a lot of this generation doesn't want to be patient or wants it to be the perfect man. People have, both men and women have like too high standards because of social media now. Like they don't have that old school fucking, no, we're not getting divorced, dude. Fucking even if you don't like each other all the time, like we're going to make it work.
Exactly.
For love, you know, like we're not just going to give up on each other. You know,
Exactly.
You don't always have to like each other, but if you love each other, you'll make it through anything.
That thought is dying. That mentality was 100% a thing of the past. Like, one thing I thrive on with Tiffany and with this relationship I'm in now is I tell her all the time, like, if you're tired of me, take a nap. You know, like, we're going to be okay. We're going to get through this. And the thing is, like, we're not in this for this year. We're not in this for last year. We're not in this for the next 2 years. We're in this for the next 20 years.
Yeah.
You know, and if it's stressful right now, that's going to happen sometimes.
Yeah.
That's going to happen.
There's ups and downs.
You know, there's ups, there's downs, but at the same time, we're in this for a long time. We're in this for the long time, not just for the good time. So when things are bad, you can't just give up on somebody, you know. And that's where I came from in my family, where it's just like, hey,
yeah,
it's all small stuff. We'll get through this, you know. And the thing is, you know, it might be shitty, but we have each other. That's what I was just raised on, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
And which is something that I want to bring into the future with people, you know, like that's for not something that everybody was raised with, and I'm going to raise my kids with that mentality, you know. Genuinely, every time I've had a podcast with somebody, whether it be a friend, a business partner, somebody I met on at the bar and who's just a DJ and is cool and they're just here to talk to me, it's always walked away. We have both always walked away with a newfound sense of friendship, with a newfound
understanding of each other.
Exactly. Newfound understanding of each other, and genuinely have just taken a lot more from it than either person have expected. And that's what's crazy to me is I've done this now 50 times. This is my 50th episode, but every single time it's always been such a fantastic experience for me. It's always been such a new light on the person that I thought I knew.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's why, you know, when you came here, I just thank you. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for sharing yourself with me.
Of course, man. Thanks for being vulnerable on my platform. You know, I'm sure you didn't think when you were gonna show up here that it was this. You know,
yeah.
You didn't have not anybody ever expects much when they come over for a podcast, because I don't tell them much. I just say, hey, can I get you over here? Let's do it.
Yeah,
you know, and it goes from there. And usually that's produced some phenomenal content, some great conversations. You know, and if this is your first time checking out Youngblood Podcast, if you've been a member of the show or a listener of the show for 4 years now, or if you've been somebody who just stopped in, this is our 50th episode. And now, guys, we have over 500 hours of content into this journey, into this show. And at Youngblood Podcast, we really try to focus on bringing the stories of the locals that I meet to life, bringing the people in this town of Colorado Springs and their stories to life. That's the most that I can do with this platform, you know? And not every person I bring on is going to be a DJ, an influential member of the political community. Like, they're going to all be different. Everybody's got a story.
There's got to be some average Joes in there.
Yeah, you're not an average Joe. You're an average Jesse.
Thank you. Not bad.
Just kidding, baby. But everybody's got a story. Everybody's got something. And the most that I can do with that is bring you those stories. Bring you the best content that I know how to do. And this journey has now been going since 2020. Our 4th year is in February. And if you liked this episode, if you enjoyed the content that I put out today, drop a like, drop a subscribe, drop a comment. Let me know what you thought, how we did, what I could improve on. There's a lot of things that I'm sure are there. And if you didn't think anything was bad, just say thanks. You know, thanks for being around. Thanks for listening. Thanks, Casey, for hosting the show. I don't give a shit. I'll hear it. And if you really want to be a badass, I have Venmo. It's Youngblood Podcast. Venmo me $3. I'll buy coffee with it and shout you out in the show. That shit helps a lot. Okay? We've been here for 4 years, and we're happy to bring you content every day, and we're going to be here for a long run, guys. This is Young Blood Podcast on every platform you know how to find. Go look for it. Jesse, anything else for you?
I'm good, baby. That was beautiful.
Right on, my brother.
Fired up, man.
Right on, my brother. Thanks for coming on the Young Blood
Of course,
Podcast.
Thank you for having me. Peace.